Hi guys, I'm super stoked about today's topic. I want to talk with you about soul contracts. Recently, this topic has become super popular amongst the spiritual community. So, the thing we want to disclose today is what's a soul contract to start with? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it neutral? What did you sign in your soul contract? Did you sign it, your soul contract? And where can you find your soul contract if you have one? And also, another thing is if you have a contract and you don't like the contract, how can you break your contract? How can you say no, thanks, but next? So, let me talk you through today's topic how we can disclose all the details about a soul contract, shall we? So, what is a soul contract? Essentially, it's in its meaning really simple. It's a contract between two souls. So, when you come back to Earth, you have chosen to incarnate on Earth again. No, you're not staying wherever the place is. I don't know. Is it heaven? Is it the universe? Somewhere on another planet? I don't know. I don't know yet. Yet, I know I came here to experience certain things. And, there are no coincidences in life. And this is also a soul contract is not a coincidence. You have agreed to experience certain things with certain people. So, those certain people are certain souls that agreed beforehand, before your incarnation, that they will either hurt you, yes, for real, or they will bring you joy, or something will happen, you need to overcome some grief. So there are experiences that you have agreed to with those souls that, they will do for you or you will do for them. It goes both ways. So, how and why is the contract basically made? So, when you are at the place I don't know how to name because I just don't. However, this place you meet other souls and you agree to learn together, you agree to grow together. And you also agree, really, like in a contract, because this is a contract, how long this interaction will be, when will it be, what roles you both have to play, because Earth is like a playground for your soul to grow, and you need to go like in a game in a certain character in order to let your soul grow, you know. So this is why it's super important to actually know the conditions of your contract, because sometimes what we are doing is everything we shouldn't, so we keep hindering us from our progress. This is also then another reason then we come back and we come back again, Plus, we could also be really tempted to renounce on an important soul contract. So let's see how it all comes together. So, how does it all come together, and is it a good thing? Honestly, it can be everything. It can be positive, it can be negative, it can be neutral. It really depends on your chosen lesson in the place we don't know. So every person has made some negative, some neutral, and some positive soul contracts. So the amount of negative or positive were chosen. And it also depends on karma that you have acquired through other lifetimes. So you're not the first time here, probably not. And so might some people have really heavy amount of karma. And this really reflects into your current lifetime. And so this will also result probably in a quite negative soul contract, because all you need to do is to learn from past mistakes, to free yourself from those things. If someone mistreated you, you need to set your boundaries in this lifetime. So it can be really a tough cookie to live. Honestly, it can. But it can be also very nice. So on the other hand, you can have a positive soul contract. So where you really experience like heavy love between some family members. You feel lots of love for your parents, or your parents feel lots of love for you, or the opposite is the case, and you don't, you have a difficult childhood, and obviously there's not so much love present. You get me where I'm coming from. So whatever is needed is what you're going to experience in a certain kind of way. But yet, always remember, you have the free will, you have the free choice. And sometimes there are also other ways how you can still grow, even though you free yourself from your soul contract. So, can you know your soul contract? And is this a good thing to know your soul contract? So, let us look into how we think about soul contracts. Everyone in your life is teaching you a lesson. It's always a sort of life lesson. And even a bad negative thing still teaches you something, right? So it always plays an essential part in your life, and in some way, it's important for you to know that you need to go through some certain things, and it makes those things also easier to go through them. Because this is what you need to do, and it's over at one point, right? So even the people who suffer the most, or some people who do bad things, they have made a soul contract. It's not that you're just human, and this is a thing. You don't have to forgive them if someone does bad to you, right? It's up to you, really. But sometimes it's also the goal to forgive someone for really, really bad things that they did to you. And so you can make a soul contract with all sorts of people, with siblings, with parents, with with friends from school or from work. You have agreed to incarnate together and to learn certain lessons from each other. So how does the soul contract actually affect your life? Since it's really playing a really, really huge part in your life, the events will unfold. Always, There's nothing what you can do to stop them from effectively happen, because the trigger point is there, the contract is there, the things are there, the people, the players are on the field, they're all playing their game already. So because we have made those contracts to learn from each other, we are born in a certain family, we are born in a certain country, we are born into a certain kind of vibe of people. So whether you like it or dislike it, it's still your path which you can choose to follow or not. It's the challenges that you need to overcome. So the thing is, can you break a soul contract or not? Well, it really depends. So if some things are nearly fulfilled, most often they anyway break themselves, because you have reached your target. Targets are, even if they're set for reaching 100%, you always get a pass with 90-something%, right? 95 or so. So yes, and your contract will also become weaker over the time. So the problem is you still need to somehow fulfill your contract. Yet there are also things that are so challenging, and to break them is not really, really possible. Of course, you can pray to your angels, to your spirit guides, that you get some help, you get some assistance. Or you can make like a trick or treat, you can make literally a deal and say, hey, look, I really think I cannot take this experience in this lifetime. Please, free me from this. And but this is what I offer in exchange for the next lifetime. So you can already offer something, or you can offer something in this life. You've done something very bad, now you need to experience something very bad in this life. So it means you can also pay off your karma. There are plenty of ways to pay your karma off and to be a good human, really. Because the thing is also, it's not always meant to be that you go through a tough time. But when you go through a tough time, you grow. But also, if you do good is the equivalent to going through something bad. Because some people really do so much good, they're not meant to go through something bad. And the universe definitely knows it. So you can still try to break a soul contract with. You can pray, like I said, you ask, you pray, you just make it very clear what you want there. Then there are also some meditations that you can use, some meditation techniques to experience a higher realm and meet some spirit guides and try to use some sort of positive programming, if you will. So then there are also some techniques where you cut your cords. You literally cut your cords, You write something on a cord, or not on a cord, but like on a piece of paper, and symbolically you rip it in apart and say, okay, whichever contract this is something that should be ending right here, right now. Not in this lifetime I'm going to do those things. So it's quite aggressive to do this, let's be real, because you would have failed your mission, right? So, and you wouldn't have grown the reason why you're actually here on this earth plane. The only reason you are here is to grow, to develop your soul, to become a bigger soul, not a bigger soul, but gaining more experiences. And if you don't do this, what is the only thing why you're actually here? wait, there could be a second thing why you could be here. You could act as someone who needs to help other ones to fulfill their soul contract. So there could go both ways, right? Because in the end, it's like a big board game, and we are all taking part on it. And there is only difference is there is no winner, there is no loser, right? So it's sometimes really difficult to bear and to deal with those things. And the most important thing is that you realize you're not here to getting punished. You're certainly not here to get punished, and it might feel pretty human, it might feel pretty bad for you. However, don't give up. And if this is too unbearable, again, ask for it to end. Meditate, address your spirit guides, ask for guidance, ask for help, but just don't throw in, just don't give in immediately, right? At least try to do what you're here for. So this is why it's so important to really find out what is the purpose of your life, what are you here? But it's bounded to the soul contract, because the soul contract contains the things that you need to know why you are here. And it's not a script or something. It's here, it's in your heart, it's within you. You will know bit by bit the pieces that form your soul contract. If I look at mine, I feel I have already accomplished my soul contract somehow. At least the majority of it. This is how I feel. I did want something for someone, and I literally put my life for nearly 2 years on ice for someone very dear to my heart. And this person was suffering through cancer, and yeah, I don't want to disclose in detail what I did at that time, but I was there, and this was part of my soul contract to be there. Even though I had the feeling I needed to go somewhere else, I was needed by someone somewhere else. But I know that this is my purpose. I was at the right time, at the right place. This was the reason why all the other things for the last 5 previous years to that point didn't work out. Because at one point, only years after, it really made sense to me why I was there. I was meant to be there. And some sort of people said to me, oh, I was a bit like an angel at that time. So, because I was meant to be there as a function of an angel, if you will. So, sounds a bit weird, and I might talk about this whole story at another video one day. But yeah, be sure that you don't say immediately, oh, soul contract, I don't want any contracts, because we don't like contracts, right? But the soul contract is something positive, at least a positive contract, because it has its deeper, meaningful purpose there.